So we have here Chinese trailer for Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire. Showcases additional titans and spotlights the mighty Skar King and Shimo. Shimo, for those of you who may not know, that's the name of the big ice dragon that's going to be in the movie. That looks really awesome. We saw it in footage of, you know, like Kong fighting the ice dragon, and it looks really awesome. Obviously, we have Skar King here. It's the kind of ape antagonist that Godzilla and Kong are going to have to team up to take on, and he looks pretty badass. I can't wait to see what he does. But the footage that we've seen so far, man, he looks like he's going to be throwing down punches. But, yeah, so, new Chinese trailer and poster for Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire reveal more titans and highlight the Skar King as a powerful adversary. With less than 2 weeks remaining until the highly anticipated release of Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire, excitement is reaching fever pitch as a new Chinese trailer and poster for the sequel have just surfaced online via sffgazette.com. Man, I cannot wait. Only a few weeks away. I've been waiting so long to see this movie. It looks ridiculous. Don't get me wrong. I'm so there for it. Take my money. Godzilla, Kong fighting Skar King and, you know, Shimo the Frost Dragon. It's over the top. It's ridiculous compared to Godzilla -1. But it just looks so damn fun. Just, yeah. You know, we saw that footage of Kong riding on the back of Godzilla. If that's not ridiculous, then I don't know what is. So, the latest footage introduces even more new titans, including one engaged in a fierce battle with Godzilla, alongside the imposing presence of a monstrous Skar King. Positioned as the primary adversary for the titular duo, the Skar King appears to be a formidable opponent. Additionally, viewers catch a glimpse of Suko, a pint-sized titan believed to be the offspring of the villain, poised to potentially align with Godzilla and Kong. Yeah, so we've seen in footage, there's like a mini Kong. You know, there's that bit of footage in the trailer where Kong, the mist kind of departs, and then we see like a mini kind of ape, and that's supposedly going to be Skar King's child, and we'll have to see how he factors into the story. But you know, is he going to side with Godzilla and Kong? So we have this awesome poster here that I found on Instagram, Godzilla x Kong, and we have Godzilla coming out of the hollow earth, and kind of this whirlpool, and then his atomic breath firing up through the middle. But yeah, this artwork here is awesome. It looks super, super cool. I love this. So from a visual standpoint, Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire promises an exhilarating experience. By the way, we are going to take a look at some footage from that Chinese trailer down below, so just be patient with me for a sec. Experience for kaiju enthusiasts. While some fans may yearn for the grounded approach of earlier films like Godzilla and Kong Skull Island, the prospect of witnessing epic monster showdowns is sure to captivate audiences. Absolutely. Get a bunch of monsters, throw them into a city, throw them down, you know, just throwing, you know, each other through buildings, wrecking havoc, you know, just going crazy. And, yeah, man, a lot of people are going to be excited about this movie. So earlier this year, director Adam Wingard was asked about the franchise's monstrous big bad, the Skar King, and teased, what's interesting about this film is that we go in a direction that I don't think this series has ever seen before, which is that the Skar King is, in a way, the closest that the human threat has ever been juxtaposed onto a titan itself. The Skar King almost represents an upscaled version of the worst parts of humanity, just as Kong represents some of the best parts of humanity, the filmmaker added. I would say that the Skar King is the greatest threat that we've seen in these movies. It's really going to take a full team together to bring down it because it's too big for just one titan. Yeah, so they're kind of using the worst parts of humanity and representing that through Skar King, which I think is really, really cool. Obviously, being an ape-like, you know, protagonist, you can kind of have that human element into him, which is kind of cool. But using Kong as a kind of juxtaposition, Kong is the good parts of humanity, Skar King is the worst of humanity, and then kind of having that clash, I think that's a really, really cool kind of subtext within the movie. So take a closer look at Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire trailer and poster in the following X post below. So here we have the footage. Again, I can't play it in its entirety because of copyright, but what we can do, we can have a look at some of these awesome, awesome scenes throughout the trailer, I was going to say. So obviously we start off with Kong here. He's it looks like we've got the pyramids of Giza. We can see his fist here. He's wearing the big iron gauntlet that he's got on his hand, which is kind of cool. We have Godzilla vaulting out of the sea, which he likes to do quite often. Then we have, it looks like inside the Hollow Earth, we have Kong kind of swinging his way through the Hollow Earth. We have a submarine. It looks like the humans are on a submarine here. Underwater, we have a submarine, and then we have Godzilla side by side doing his atomic breath underwater, which is pretty damn cool. And it looks like he's firing up through the ice, so it looks like there's going to be a scene where Godzilla's coming up through the ice. They could be in Antarctica, North Pole, South Pole, something like that. But yeah, this looks pretty damn cool. Then we have Kong. He turns around, and that shadow that's on his face, it looks like it's probably going to be Skar King. He's literally looking up. It looks like Skar King's going to be a lot bigger than he is. Or it could be Shimo, the Frost Dragon. That could be a possibility. Then we have this scene here where Godzilla is in Rome, the Colosseum, and you just see him inside the Colosseum, which is so damn cool. That scenery, just classic Colosseum. Godzilla inside it. Then it looks like we have a drone, which is kind of approaching him. You can see Godzilla here in the middle. He's inside the Colosseum. That looks badass. Again, it looks like we're inside the Hollow Earth or Axis Mundi. One of the two. Axis Mundi is kind of a world between... You have the surface world. You have Axis Mundi, which is kind of like a tunnel world. And then underneath Axis Mundi, you have the Hollow Earth. So it's those two kind of layers. Axis Mundi was in the Apple TV Monsterverse series. Yeah, where humans have been before. Then we have another scene of Godzilla in Rome, by the look of it. This is what really piqued my interest in this footage. So we have Godzilla here on the right, and then we have this huge kind of crustacean crab titan that he's fighting in the middle of the city. You can see here, look, he's fighting this crab. That looks super... And look, he literally grabs it and throws it down the street. Throws it through the building, which is pretty badass. Man, that would terrify me. This giant crustacean, it's like huge crab. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. So yeah, that looks cool. Godzilla fighting this giant crab titan. Then again, it looks like we're inside the Hollow Earth. We've got Kong having a nice kind of nice moment with this girl. It looks like this girl here is going to be one of the tribes from inside the Hollow Earth. She's from some sort of shaman kind of tribe. It looks like they have some sort of control over Titans maybe, or kind of have a relationship. You know, their ancestors have a relationship with the Titans to some degree. But some of the story is going to be focusing around this girl here. Then we have Skar King himself. Then this is supposed to be Skar King's child, I think, or some sort of relation to Skar King. He's going to play a major factor in the movie. He's probably going to betray his dad, Skar King, or, you know, whoever Skar King is to him, betraying him and helping out Godzilla and Kong to defeat Skar King in the movie somehow. Then you can see Skar King here jumping off the cliff. And it looks like early on in the film, this could potentially be a throwdown between Kong and Skar King. I think that early on in the film, Kong is going to try and take on Skar King by himself. He's going to get defeated, and then he's going to realize that he needs Godzilla's help to try and take him down. But, yeah. So, we have this fight scene between Kong and Skar King here. Again, I'm sorry I can't actually play the footage due to copyright. But yeah, you can see it here. It looks like Skar King jumps on top of Kong's back. So that's pretty savage. Wraps the kind of... he's got this kind of belt that's built out of like a spinal cord. And it looks like he uses that as a weapon. Then we have this wicked scene here where Kong, he looks up. He has this light shine on his face. He looks up, and this is what he sees. He sees this here, which is really, really badass. This looks cool. This is going to be our first introduction to Shimo. Shimo. Is it Shimo or Shimo? Bear with me one second. I keep forgetting the name. Shimo, I think it's called, yeah. So, this ice dragon here, it's in a cave. It's got these, like, chains tied around its neck. It's kind of chained up inside. It looks like Skar King has been keeping it as a kind of a pet, to some degree. And, yeah, look at it, man. It looks badass. It's, like, got frost kind of around it. And, glowing breath here. But this Titan, I cannot wait to see it. I think it's going to become a fan favorite straight away. And, Shimo looks absolutely insane. Does this massive frost blast at Kong. Kong has his classic axe. It's like an axe, and he has one of the spines from Godzilla. In Godzilla vs. Kong, he makes the axe out of one of the spinal plates of Godzilla. And it looks like he's using that to deflect this frost blast from Shimo. As you can see here, he's doing his best to protect himself from the blast. Let's keep going. Godzilla underwater. Glowing pink eyes, man. This guy looks so badass. He looks fantastic. I can't wait to see this kind of pink power up that Godzilla's going to have. You know, what kind of powers is it going to give him? You know, what kind of abilities will it give him? This is where I'm kind of interested. So, let's keep going. So, again, Godzilla launching himself out of the water, landing in the street. Wow, look at that. Skar King here, he's got a building on the edge of this, this kind of rope built out of a spinal cord. He's got a building that he's flinging. We're actually going to be flinging buildings at each other. This is how big these titans are, where they can literally fling buildings at each other. Like, that's absolutely insane. Let's keep going. So yeah, look at that. He's flinging this entire building here. Crazy. Here we go. Flings an entire apartment building at Kong. Kong looks like he deflects it, but Kong looks pretty pissed off there. Then we cut to the scene here. You can see Shimo here. Here's his head. Godzilla's body behind. So Godzilla and Shimo are having this massive throwdown in the middle of the city. This is going to be super intense. This is going to be awesome. This is going to be one of the best scenes of the movie by far. I can't wait to see this. So, they're crashing through this building. It looks like this building is made out of paper. These titans just smash through it like it's not even there. Then, we see Skar King kind of getting in on the battle. He drop kicks Kong by the look of it. Yeah, oh, Kong drop kicks him, sorry. Godzilla here, again, powering up with his pink power up. Looks insane. He's going to be going crazy with that power. Then we have Kong here. He punches Skar King in the face. And Skar King's tooth crashes through a building and lands in the street. He uses the gauntlet, punches Skar King. The tooth goes flying out and lands in the street. And the tooth is the same size of a car. That gives you the perspective on how big these titans are, which is kind of crazy. And then we have Godzilla smashing through the ice by the look of it. Using his pink power-up. And then we have that kind of final scene where Kong is riding on the back of Godzilla as they're running through the hollow earth. Kind of crazy stuff. But yeah, guys, that's the footage that we have. Our first introduction to Shimo, the frost dragon. And Skar King kind of throwing buildings around with his big whip. Just crazy, crazy, ridiculous stuff, but it looks insane. So, guys, I came across this on Twitter earlier. Some guy in Blender actually created a scene of Kong coming up against Shimo. This is not in the movie. This is a fan-made trailer that was done in Blender, and it looks so incredible. If someone had told me it was from the movie, I would have thought it was. But check out this. This looks insane. I'm going to mute the audio just for copyright. Yeah, I mean, just look at that. That looks incredible. That's a fan-made clip made in Blender. That looks insane. Let's watch it again quickly. Yeah, look at all the particle effects and everything. It looks insane. It looks so, so good. I actually thought this was from the movie when I first saw it. And he does his... Yeah, man, that looks great. Whoever made that needs a job. They need to be given a job, you know, in Hollywood to some degree, because that looks incredible. And then we had someone reply. Let's have a look at this Twitter post. So, this is in response to that clip that we just saw. They responded with, "You got that scene right." Then we have a clip, again, of an actual real clip. I believe this is from the movie. You can see Shimo here, chained up at the neck. Got these kind of ice crystals on his back. And, you know, his breath is kind of glowing blue. And then he shoots his ice breath at Kong here. But yeah, this Titan here, man, he looks... Look how big he is compared to Kong. He, like, overtowers Kong by, like, twice the size. So he's absolutely ginormous. I can't wait to see what they do with Shimo. He's going to look absolutely crazy. The epic battle continues. Legendary Pictures Cinematic Monsterverse follows up the explosive showdown of Godzilla vs. Kong with an all-new adventure that pits the almighty Kong and fearsome Godzilla against a colossal, undiscovered threat hidden within our world, challenging their existence and our own. Godzilla and Kong, the new empire, delves further into the histories of these titans and their origins, as well as mysteries of Skull Island and beyond, while uncovering the mythic battle that helped forge these extraordinary beings and tied them to humankind forever. So now that you've glimpsed the latest developments in Godzilla x Kong saga, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Are you eagerly anticipating the clash of these iconic titans in the new empire? Do the new additions to the Titan roster, especially the menacing Skar King, raise your excitement levels even higher? They definitely do. They definitely do. When I first heard of Skar King in that teaser trailer way back, I was like, really? They're going to be fighting another ape? That's kind of a little bit on the nose. Another ape. We've already got Kong. We don't need another ape. But now that we've seen him in action, he looks badass. He's literally throwing an entire apartment building at other titans. So he's kind of badass. And yeah, I can't wait to see what he does. But guys, that kind of rounds up, the news that we have for this video.